Very similar to Billy Joel's song, We Didn't Start the Fire. Sign of Times from Prince on Kaya, FM 95.9. Good music, good friends. This was at the height of the discovery of the HIV virus. 10 minutes past 8 on Kaya FM 95.9. Two big giants in the studio, Ringo Madlingozi and Simphiwe Dana. Good morning. Welcome to the studio, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning,
gentlemen
Bob.
and ladies.
We celebrate musicians. I mean, I go back to when I was on Radio Bob. Back in 1652, you know, music was used by a radio station that belonged to a different country in order to make very hectic statements about what was happening in the country at the time. Some of the music couldn't be played in South Africa, but obviously the station bled into this country, and musicians were so powerful that they were banned. I mean, the extent to which music was banned was the music manager at the time used to... The record companies would bring the vinyl, and he would take out the LP and scratch it with a nail, so that, and still keep it in the library so that no one could play. This is the power of music. Are you with me on this one?
For sure.
It is amazing that musicians get into a studio, pen and a paper, or fresh off from the heads, and write something that could be conscientious and even make people move. For you, that experience as a musician, it must give you some kind of hectic responsibility, does it not, Ringo?
Yeah, sure it does. You know, at that time, I was with a group from Cape Town, Ipeto.
Yes.
And we were, you know, doing songs like Kaya, Where the Heart Is, songs that were sort of like talking to people who were in exile and those who couldn't be at home, that they must always remember that Kaya is where the heart is, which would, like South Africa. Yeah.
Throughout your career in music, can you give me a few, mundane question, but we got to go through it. Can you give me a few highlights? Things that when you look back, you feel, I'm blessed. And I mean the real blessed, not the other.
Ringo, you're not a blesser? Are you not a blesser?
Well, I'm blessed because
He has no idea what a blessing is. I'm not a blessed. I'm not a blesser, Kuli.
Surely not.
I was waiting for that.
yeah, you know, there was a time when I was supposed to be somewhere in Sun City. I think it was when Kora was still
the Kora Awards,
active, where I was nominated. In fact, I was I was nominated as one of the South African best male artist, and I won while I was like working in Durban.
Yes,
and when I switched on television, and those two ladies, Jeanne, remember?
Oh yes, they came and sang one song, one and a half.
Yeah, they came in. They got on stage and said, the best male artist is Ringo.
Man,
yes,
and you're chilling in Durban.
I'm telling you, well, I was worried because...
In a sense,
but that was the best gig because I was happy.
Your son made you proud, didn't he?
Yeah. At first, I got scared because I know how the industry is.
It's cruel.
But anyway, I said to him, listen, don't think that I would be any of assistance whatsoever. Make your way, so you're strong.
Because
there'll be a problem if I
Yeah, that's how far are you taking him, though? I mean, he's gone through the whole... I think he's experienced the brunt of how brutal these things can be. So now you can help him. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I talk about these things and say, listen, if you want help, please don't look any further. I'm here next to you. And, sometimes, he doesn't want any help. It's like, no, I want to do it my way.
You've done a good job with him. He's a great lad. He's a great lad.
Thank you.
What is Ringo working? I know the album is out now. You're probably performing as well and all of that. A lot of people in your industry are now going into acting now.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see you in Isidingo.
You saw me on Skip Sound.
Well, there you go. There you go.
But I wasn't acting as anyone else, but I was just myself,
You enjoyed Class of the Choirs, though. You really enjoyed that.
Yes. It's amazing how those, guys, I find, turned the songs that we know and made them as that choral kind of thing. It was beautiful. I loved it, and yes, I enjoyed it. Sometimes it's hard to tell someone that they're not doing a good job.
Ringo, thank you very much for coming through. I'm going to hand you over to Miss Cody Roberts.
Darling, I've got hot or not for you.
Hot or not?
Yeah, you have to choose. There's two women, and they're both, they're gonna drown. So you got to save one, right? We've got Thandiswa Mazwai and Nsiki Mazwai. Which one are you gonna save?
Thandiswa.
Right, ANC or EFF? You have to vote. Which one do you prefer?
The silence.
Okay, fine.
Right.
You want Chaka Chaka or Brenda?
Brenda.
Chicken or beef?
Biff.
David Tlale or Tula Cindy?
Tula Cindy.
Azapo or EFF? Okay, silence. I love you, Budwam. Thank you so
love you
much.
too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming through, my brother. Up next, we speak to Simphiwe Dana, and there's Kumbis in his house. Kaya FM 95.9. Good music, good friend Simphiwe Dana in the studio with us as well. Looking beautiful, looking very peaceful.
Mxhosakazi kaloku Budwam, she has no options. And uBhuti yena looks great as well because ngurhadebe mna ndingumarhadebe siyazalana. Xhosa Nostra. First we had to chase something, obviously he's Xhosa. Now you've got these two Xhosa Nostra Fridays. Ubusikhumbi, I mean obviously it's Xhosa. Look at the intelligence.
Very, you are very active on social media. You speak your mind. I have seen you battle it out with some people on social media, and I thought to myself, well, you know what? I like the fact that through you, a lot of your fans, because we influence the people who like what we do, it's like, speak up. You know, don't be afraid. This is the time to really speak out. Is this what you intended to do, or you were just doing your thing?
You know, I have a friend who put it in words that actually made sense. He said that I have an artistic conscience, and that makes sense because, you know, I want to fix my world.
Yeah.
You know, it's a passion that then translates into the music that I write as well.
Now, when you write your music and you speak at the same time, people tend to categorize you like, oh, we've heard her, we know what it means, but you tend to throw a few curveballs.
Well, I mean, we are growing. We are always growing, and change is a show of growth. Changing your mind about certain things that you held a fast belief to is a sign of a healthy mind.
Let's get into you know, I remember reading a tweet by Zolinzi Mavavi who they said, no, but you used to support Zuma now, and he says, when the facts change, I change my mind.
Yes, there's nothing wrong
that.
with that.
I like that. You can't be stereotypical about things or even look like you're wearing those horse things, you know, where you can't really
blinkers.
think in one way or another. Now, so when we started talking, and I was in France at the time when you were SMSing me, by the way, it was incredible. I thought to myself, this is the song, but this is how people actually speak out. When you wrote the song that we're going to play shortly now, what was going on in your mind?
When I wrote the song, I was feeling a bit emotional. It was soon after the Gupta story broke about, you know, how our ministers are chosen by the Gupta family because of their proximity to our president.
Yeah.
And it was during that time, you know, everyone in the country was emotional, and I mean, I think we were all emotional. More than anything else, we were hurt, you know, because people have sacrificed so much, you know, for our struggle, and for us to have the integrity to actually put integrity into our struggle as well, and the current developments, you know, political developments are they're hurtful.
Yeah.
More than anything else, they're hurtful. I mean, some people are angry, some people are screaming, they're throwing insults, but I think most of us, what we're dealing with is the emotion that is hurt, pain.
We're going to play the song shortly. Can you take us through some of the lyrics? We're busy trying to actually play it, and it's giving us problems. So at some stage or another, we will play it. Just take us through some of the lyrics so that people can understand exactly what I'm talking about here.
Well,
I would prefer if you didn't translate it, actually.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. I don't want to translate it either. Okay, so
pure as it is.
The song iyabuza uba umkhonto usebukhali na okanye ubuthuntu.
Yo.
That is the gist of the song. And it's basically a question that I think that we should, as a nation, as a family, answer without throwing our toys out of the basket, without anger, with honesty, and also with a nostalgia as well of what this is all about, so that we can take stock and just check if we are still on the right track. Because obviously I wouldn't write this song if I felt we were.
Yes.
But I feel the need for an honest national dialogue to just check where we are.
We're going to play that song now. Before I let you go, Ringo, your thoughts on Prince, the musician?
Prince, may his soul rest in peace. And that's the artist that gave me the inspiration that you can be anything you want to be. And Prince looked differently, and he could sing anything, and he was not boxed into doing one kind of music, but he could do all kind of music, and you can check that from his songs, and they are all like they are very broad and
indeed,
and I love.
You can't box him.
No. And the fact that he could play a lot of instruments. I heard him playing bass. Wow, beautiful, man. He's a very very good jazz bass player. I would say. And yes, I love the way he carried on, and also his stance, against the record companies, to be able to say, stuff it, I'm going, you can keep whatever you have. But now what I love is like he owns everything and everything about himself.
The Music Indaba Sessions presents Ringo live at Indaba Hotel tonight, 7 p.m.
Oh yeah.
How much gets me in there?
I'm not quite sure of the price there, but there's but the main thing is like that is the platform that I would love to encourage musicians, where we talk to the audience and get them to know who we are, not only as people who sing and whatever, but people who think also, and just to engage each other and learn from one another. So that is all about that interaction, that intimacy with Ringo tonight.
690 per person, including a 3-course meal.
Yeah.
Go to www.events@vibezone.co.za. The Music Indaba Session presents Ringo. So your final thoughts on Prince?
Legend, and it's quite sad because it basically is showing that it's an end of an era. You lost, many great musicians that were legendary in status, and but I guess they've left a legacy in us because we have learned from them, and we carry the movement forward.
Absolutely. Connie Roberts, she's all yours.
Right, darling. How are you, darling? One of these ladies has to be saved because, really, you've only got one life jacket. Kanyo Mshoza?
Kanyo.
Skin lightening or tanning, which one would you prefer?
None. My skin is perfect.
Because street on the ready.
How cool.
Mr. Vavi or Colin Mine?
Hi, Mr. Vavi. Shem.
What's wrong with Colin?
Hi, Lamkaba. How do you? How do you maneuver?
Look at Scooper looking out like, what?
Tani Somazwai and Sigmazwai.
I know. Don't hear, please.
Okay, sorry about that. You didn't answer. D ready or because street?
How they're both my songs now. That's a very unfair question. How?
Asking about your children. Would you like more?
Umkhonto